So we're back again with our 2022 KFX 50. We have one more major issue that we have to take care of before we can get out and actually start having some fun with the bike. If you look closely here, you can see we have a considerable amount of play in the front end, and it's not a loose wheel bearing or anything like that. It's coming from right where the steering knuckle and the control arm connect to one another here with this big bolt. So I'm not sure if, the steering knuckle wore out or if it's got, some worn out bushings in the control arm. It's probably due to the fact that somebody was not greasing or failed to grease these 2 points here, which caused more friction and probably wore some parts out. Also probably had some adults riding this bike at one point because it's pretty new to be having this issue. So we got a couple new parts. We got a new control arm from Kawasaki with the bushings already pressed into it and all that good stuff. And then we got a new steering knuckle just in case it's that, as well as some hardware. So let's figure out why this happened and let's get it fixed. Alright, now with the wheel off, we're going to remove these little cotter pins. There's one here, and there's one underneath here on the outer tie rod end that hold both of these on. So you use a pair of needle nose pliers, or you can use a cotter pin removal tool. These are pretty small. Yeah, these are pretty small. I'm going to have to use needle nose here. There's one, the second one, it's underneath. In case you guys are looking to buy new ones to replace these after you take them off, they're actually two different sizes. The one that I'm doing right here that holds the outer tie rod end is a little bit larger. Okay, now with that done, first, we're gonna try replacing the control arm because I have a feeling that's the problem, the control arm. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this castle nut right here, 14 millimeter, just like just about everything else on the front end of this bike. Okay. Let's try not to lose that. Now it looks like I gotta literally the knuckle won't come all the way out of the control arm unless you have removed the tie rod end from the knuckle. Oh. Looks like that might be a 15. Oh, it's a 14, just unable to get a socket onto that. Nut out, we should be able to go ahead and get the knuckle loose. Pull up on the tie rod end here. All right. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hang this out of the way so I'm not just hanging it on the brake line. Use a couple zip ties here. Good enough. Okay. So now that this is disconnected, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the shock off here. Should be a 14 millimeter as well, of course. So I'm gonna see if I could do that without putting something on the backside. I might have to. Ooh, let's get the impact on that one. It's a little tight. All right, now with the impact, let's try that again. All right, I think we just got it. Yeah, okay, that's loose. Now, we gotta remove it right here. It's let's see, it's a 14 right here, and it is a 17 on the back side. So I'll show you how we do that in just a second here. Take our 14 on the front side. Have our 17 wrench on the back to keep that nut from spinning. That's a lot tighter than I thought it was gonna be too. I guess we'll have to get the impact for that one too. Electric ratchet's just not doing it today, I guess. Okay. 17 wrench on the back side, holding that 17 millimeter nut, and then a 14 on the front. We got the impact. Nice and easy. Okay. And then on the back side, we don't have to put a wrench to hold it. It's got a kind of threaded section there on the back side of the frame. So if I just get my 14 millimeter, if I can just get my 14 millimeter on there, yeah, just like that. Just a bolt on that one, and then there's the control arm. So let's take a look at that. I haven't even really looked at it yet. Okay, interesting. Let's compare that to the new one here. Well, this one looks a lot cleaner, that's for sure. It's really hard to tell how worn down any of it is. This doesn't have the little rubber piece on it here. I'll probably transfer that over. There's grease inside this one too, so it's kind of hard to see. But could be worn down just enough, or worn out just enough to where, you know, we're getting that play. So let's go ahead and replace it. I am going to transfer over this little rubber piece onto our new control arm. Kind of wipe it down a little bit there on that rag. Real nice like. All right, let's put that on. Yeah, that looks good. Cool, now I'm gonna put it back in place. Man, these are on there so tight, but I'm gonna have to say that's tight enough. Okay, cool. Go ahead and stop it. Okay. Pen. Oh no, they sent me the wrong part. Damn it. All right, so this is what I needed, and this is what they sent me. I saw the parts diagram. This is exactly where it went. So I don't know what happened here. This came in like a Ziploc baggie with the part number on it, with the, you know, the actual parts bag inside that was ripped open. So whatever. Good thing I didn't really need it. It's not like I can't really reuse this. I was just trying to be cool. All right, so go ahead and put this back on here. $14mm. Because, you know, what else would it be? Okay, now just with that on, we can put all the pins back in later, but I want to see if this has play in it. Nope. As you can see, I could probably tighten it even a little bit more, but there is no play in that. Okay, so that's obviously the problem. So this control arm here, from not keeping this greased, it was either from not keeping it greased right here. You know, they figured it was a new bike and they didn't have to do anything to it for who knows how long. And I do know there were probably some adults riding this bike as well. So it was these metal bushings here somehow became worn out. To the point where it created all that play. So with your bikes, make sure you keep everything greased, especially on this front end, on these newer 50s. It seems to be really important to make sure you guys are greasing these nipples here and here. There's quite a few other places on the bike that you need to grease as well, but obviously I already had, you know, some bushings wear out here on the front end from the previous owner not greasing these. And also, you know, if you guys own a 50, I really wouldn't recommend letting adults ride it. You know, they say the weight rating on this bike is like, what was it, 187 pounds, but I would really, you know, not let anybody that weighed 187, 190, even 200 pounds ride this bike. You know, these are not meant for adults, so that's definitely gonna be part of the issue. So it's gonna be just my son riding this from here on out, so we should be good. But yeah, it looks like we went ahead and fixed the issue. I do know you can buy just the bushings. You know, if you guys have a press and you want to remove the old control arms, press out the old bushings, press the new ones, you can do that. But I don't have any of that stuff, and you know, I figured I'd just go ahead and order a whole new control arm. So yeah, it looks like we fixed our issue. So in case you guys have the same problem, you know what to do. Oh my God, these aren't the right pins they sent me either. Oh my God. All right, I guess I'm reusing these ones too. Welcome back to Reusing Worn Out Parts with Ray. Jesus fuck. Please don't break. Yeah. They're in there. All right. That's good. See the grease coming out? That's how you know it's full. And now that we got everything put back together and tightened down, you can see we no longer have any play in the front end here. So this thing is ready to go, ready to ride. Yeah, the control arm was obviously the issue. Probably just the bushings in the top and bottom. I know you can buy the bushings separately, so if you want to, you know, press out the old bushings and press in some new ones and not buy a whole new control arm, you could probably get away with doing that. But yeah, the problem's fixed, and I can go ahead and return that knuckle because nice and tight, as you can see.